I want to welcome everybody to a new episode of Be the Boss of Your Money live podcast. It kind of has a nice name. I like it. It's about be the boss of your money, consumer, personal finance, etc. One of the biggest expenses in our lives, and it's obviously very important, is the cost of healthcare, the state of healthcare. Then we have coronavirus. You have all kinds of things to deal with. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my guest, and her name is Dr. Debra Blaine. She is a primary care physician,
an
urgent care, and she has about 30 years of experience. We'll talk about this too. She is also the author of Code Blue, the Other End of the Stethoscope. So we're going to be talking about this. So she's also an author. This is your second book, right?
That's my first book.
Your first book? Okay. I'm very excited to talk to everyone about this book. And I feel like, talking to you, I feel like starting this off by saying, we have a really big problem, and it's called healthcare. Are we all doomed with the state of healthcare now?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your live cast. I appreciate it very much. And are we all doomed? So healthcare is, I believe it should be an essential service. How that should be formatted in terms of payment and insurance companies aside, I think everyone should be able to access quality healthcare. But what's happened in this country is with the corporatization of healthcare and how healthcare has become this commercial industry, is that the goal now, instead of making people better, has been to make money. And that's because a lot of the hospital structures, certainly the pharmaceutical companies, and a lot of even your practices, your physician practices, have been conglomerated into these grand groups. And the people who are running them frequently are not doctors. They don't know anything about healthcare. What they know is how to make money. And they take that model that they use in other parts of business and they try to apply it to the field of medicine, which means that you, Mitch, are no longer a patient when you walk in. You are a customer. You are a consumer, and you get treated that way. And the whole thrust of your care is now about making you happy, because what do we in America value the most? Convenience and being pleased and catered to.
And 5-star Google ratings.
And 5-star Google ratings. And not all of that is a bad thing, but it shouldn't be the main and the only thing. I think part of the problem is that, one, there's not enough doctors for the population that's trying to see the doctors. And two, people are being encouraged sometimes to come in with things that, maybe they wouldn't have in another era. And then the people that are really sick tend to not come in until it's really late.
There are just some people who are like that. I haven't been to a doctor in 6 years, There are just some people who are like, well, maybe they're lucky that they haven't been sick enough either. But
well, we say, do you have any history of high blood pressure? No. And then you take their blood pressure. When was the last time you went to the doctor? Oh, 15 years ago. Well, that's why he has no history, because nobody looked at his blood pressure. So, but my frustration with the system and the way that it sort of dehumanizes us as physicians, it dehumanizes you as patients, led me to write that book. Which is basically, it's set in a corporate-run urgent care, and it illustrates all of the challenges that we have just trying to give you good care. The pressures that we have from the corporate leadership, and the time constraints, and the financial constraints, and how difficult it is, and the patient, the way that some of the patients treat us when they don't feel like they're getting exactly what they want. The book is not just about this depressing state of healthcare. It's a medical thriller. And it's the Russian oligarchs have hacked our EMRs, stealing information. The intention was to entertain while telling a story. And because there's so many crises that we're dealing with right now. So I didn't want to present one more crisis. I wanted to just say, okay, I can entertain you. And then, you'll figure this out and you'll hear about it without somebody banging on your door saying, would you sign this petition and go march here? So that was how I wrote the book. As a result of it, I realized how inauthentic I was being where I was. And so I became certified and started a coaching practice.
So you are a kind of like a physician's physician?
So to speak, kind of like a physician's physician, because I coach physicians to help them to navigate this world and to find meaningfulness. Right, because burnout affects 50% of doctors. And if
you're coaching doctors on, I guess, how to cope with all of this.
Mm-hmm.
burnout and overworked, overwhelmed, dealing with, not to mention you're not just dealing with one insurance company, it's all these different insurance companies.
I have a group coaching sessions.
Go to your group sessions.
So these would be physicians primarily who are just struggling with, like, how do I make sense out of this? I want to enjoy my life again, and I'm not enjoying it. So coronavirus, the name coronavirus means that the virus is shaped like a crown. That's how it gets the name coronavirus. So and there's different. Some of them are more virulent than others, and that depends on the makeup of that particular virus that's shaped like a crown. So probably about 10 to 20% of all colds are caused by coronaviruses. I think most of the others are by rhinoviruses, but it's not typically that virulent a virus. Sometimes you get certain strains that are worse than others, just like you can get certain bacteria that become resistant or become more aggressive than other bacteria. So we've had other cases of coronaviruses that we've had problems with. SARS, if you remember, severe acute respiratory syndrome is a coronavirus. MERS, the Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome, is a coronavirus. And so now we have another one. They're calling it novice corona.
There was swine flu.
Swine flu, I do not believe is a coronavirus.
Avian flu?
Those are flus. Those are influenzas.
Okay.
Which is a different type, okay?
Oh, so I didn't realize that corona is different than flu.
Yes. So, it's
a good thing you're here.
So, but why are we so concerned? Because this particular virus, and it would, so normally these ones that are more virulent have started in animals. Normally, animal organisms don't transfer over to humans. They don't cross species, but sometimes they do. And when they do, perhaps because they've crossed the species, I don't know, we're not as well prepared to fight them off.
We don't have antibodies developed yet.
Well, we don't ever have antibodies unless we've seen the virus before. Right. So first of all, I also want to just predicate this. I am not an infectious disease specialist. I'm not an acute care doctor.
Okay.
I'm just your general run-of-the-mill doctor.
You're just a general run-of-the-mill
doctor, not qualified in those areas. However,
but when I walk into the walk-in clinic, it's the walk-in around Long Island, we have Pro Health, Northwell, whatever. Everyone knows what I'm talking about, whatever they're called. You're the doctor in those centers.
Yes, and you know what they say. So the generalist.
So what do you tell me? I walk in, I'm worried. I feel really sick. I have a sore throat, runny nose, headache, tired as can be. My back hurts a little. My knees hurt.
You probably have the flu.
Okay.
We'll test you for that, and we can treat that if you're in within 48 hours. The treatment, the antiviral, only works in the first 48 hours, but you have a much, much greater likelihood of having the flu. So when should you worry about coronavirus? If you have fever, sore throat, cough, a stuffy nose with the fever, and you have A, been to Wuhan, China, B, been with someone who's just been to Wuhan, China, or 3, been around someone who got sick from someone who either was or was with someone who'd been to Wuhan, China. If there's no China connection right now, you don't have coronavirus. Okay, because it's not floating, it's not snowing from the air.
It's not snowing corona.
It's not snowing corona.
There's no corona nuclear fallout that's falling from the sky.
That's right. So as of a few hours ago in China, there were 6,060 cases, and I think about 130 deaths, which is about 2.1% of the people that got sick, of the people that they know got sick with it, who died. Now,
let's end on a positive note. Tell me something good about the healthcare system that doesn't make you feel like we're all doomed.
So I can tell you that most physicians are really good people, and they really want to help our patients. We really want to help you, and we're very frustrated. But the good thing is that we're still graduating good quality, smart, well-motivated, self-motivated, caring individuals, and we're trying really hard to be there for you. And the healthcare system is getting in the way.
Debra Blaine, DebraBlaine.com. Check it out. If you have any questions for Debra, I guess you can reach her through her website or through LinkedIn.
Or I have a Facebook authors page, a business page, so you can go there too.
Excellent. So this is Mitch Goldberg. Be the boss of your money. We're going to sign off.
And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being a guest. Thank you.